Hello students of Standard 10th. Welcome to DAV Mall Public School. I am your English teacher Jagruti Meshra. Let's begin our today's online session of English. Dear students, today we will start with a new unit from your word and expression. Two stories about flying. Let's begin. You have read two stories about flying. His first flight is about how a young bird learns to fly and Black Aeroplane is a mystery. Read the story again and answer the following questions selecting the correct options. The young seagull was afraid of flying because why did his family taunt him about his cowardice? How did the young seagull start flying? Which of the following statement is not true of the young seagull? Say whether the following statements about the seagull are true or false. You have another story, The Black Aeroplane, in the lesson. Read the story again and develop at least 5 multiple choice questions based on the story. The questions may be based on the events, persons, reasons and causes of the events and result in the story. Reading comprehension. Let's now read the story about a bus conductor and his passengers with a dog. The story is written by A.G. Gardiner. All about a dog. It was a bitterly cold night, and even at the far end of the bus, the east wind that raved along the street cut like a knife. The bus stopped, and two women and a man got in together and filled the vacant places. The young woman was dressed in sealskin and carried one of those little Pekingese dogs that women in sealskin like to carry in their laps. The conductor came in and took the fare. Then his eyes rested with old malice on the beady-eyed toy dog. I saw trouble brewing. This was the opportunity for which he had been waiting and he intended to make the most of it. I had marked him as the type of what Mr. Wells has called the resentful employee. The man with a great way grievance against everything and a particular grievance against passengers who came and sat in his seat while he shivered at the door. You must take that dog out, he said with sore venom. I shall certainly be doing nothing of the kind. You can take my name and address, said the woman, who have evidently expected the channel and knew the reply. You must take the dog out, that's my orders. I won't go on top in such weather. It would kill me, said the woman. Certainly not, said her lady companion. You have got a cough as it is. It's nonsense, said her male companion. The conductor pulled the bell and the bus stopped. This bus doesn't go until that dog is brought out. And he stepped onto the pavement and waited. This was his moment of triumph. He had the law on his side and the whole bus full of angry people under the horror. His embittered soul was having a real holiday. The storm inside rose high shameful. He is no better than a German. Why isn't he in the army? Call the police. Let's all report him. Let's make him give us our fares back. Everybody was on the side of the lady and the dog. That little animal sat blinking at the dim lights in happy unconsciousness of the rumpus of which he was the cause. The conductor came to the door. What's your number? Said one, taking out a pocket-book with a gesture of terrible things. There's my number, said the conductor imperturbably. Give us our fares back. You can't leave us here all night. No fares back, said the conductor. 3 or 2 passengers got out and disappeared into the night. The conductor took another turn on the pavement, then went and had a talk with the driver. Another bus, the last on the road, sailed by, indifferent to the shouts of the passengers to stop. They stick by each other, the villains, was the comment. Someone pulled the bell violently. That brought the driver round to the door. Who is the conductor of this bus? He said, and paused for reply. None coming, he returned to his seat and resumed beating his arms across his chest. There was no hope in that quarter. A policeman strolled up and looked in at the door. An avalanche of indignant protests and appeals burst into him. Well, he's got his rules, you know, he said. Give your name and address, that's what he had been offered. And he won't take it. Oh, said the policeman. And he went away and took his stand a few yards down the street, where he was joined by two more constables. And still the little dog blinked at the lights, and the conductor walked to and fro on the pavement, like a captain of quarterdeck in the hour of victory. The young woman whose choice has risen high above the gale inside descended on him with an air of threatening and slaughter. He was immovable, as cold as the night, and as hard as the pavement. She passed on in a fury impotence of the three policemen, who stood like a group of statuary on the street watching the drama. Then she came back, imperiously beckoned to her young man, who had sat a silent witness of her rage and vanished. Other followed. The bus was emptying. Even the dashing young fellow who had demanded the number and who had declared he would see these things through if he sat there all night, had taken an opportunity to slip away. Meanwhile, the Peckney's party was passing through every stage of resistance of adjust slumber. I will go on the top, said the silk-skinned lady at last. You must not. I will. You shall have pneumonia. Let me take it. This form the man. Certainly not. She would die with her dog. When she had disappeared up the stairs, the conductor came back, pulled the bell, and the bus went on. He stood sorely triumphant while his conduct was severely discussed in his face by the remnant of the party. Then the engine stopped work and the conductor went to help the driver. It was a long job, and presently the lady with the dog stole down the stairs and re-entered the bus. When the engine was put right, the conductor came back and pulled the bell. Then his eyes fell on the dog, and his hand went to the bell rope again. The driver looked around, and the conductor pointed to the dog. The bus stopped, and the struggle recommenced with the original features. The conductor walking in the pavement, the bus driver smacking his arms on the box, the little dog blinking at the lights, the silk-skinned lady declaring that she would not go on the top, and finally going. I have got my rules, said the conductor to me. When I was the last passenger left behind, he had won his victory, but felt that he would like to justify himself to somebody. Rules, I said, are necessary things, but there are rules and rules. Some are hard and fast rules, like the rules of the road, which cannot be broken without danger to life and limb. But some are only rules for guidance, which you can apply or bring at as common sense dictates, like that rule about the dogs. They are not a whip but in your hand to scourge your passengers with, but an authority for an emergency. They are meant to be observed in the spirit, not in the letter, for the comfort and not for the discomfort of the passengers. You have kept the rule and broken its spirit. You may mix your rules with little goodwill and good temper. He took it very well, and when I got off the bus, he said good night quite amiably. Now complete the box narrating the story in the correct sequence. Already some are done for you. You have to narrate the remaining incidents. Let's move towards next part, that is vocabulary. Making adverbs bitterly, imperturbably, violently, and evidently are some words you have come across in the story. These are called adverbs. A few words are given below. Make adverbs of these words and use them in sentences of your own. Take care of the spellings when you convert these into adverbs. For example, from angry, its adverb is angrily. Now you can make a sentence on angrily. In the same way, make the adverbs of remaining words and its sentences. Now look at the words given below in italics. He was immovable. Im is the prefix added to the word movable. The prefix im, made immovable an antonym of movable. Now make more words with the prefix im which are antonyms. Example, mobile, immobile. Now create a word web or collocation chart of words with prefix ill and in. For example, logical, illogical, secure, insecure, and complete this chart. Dear students, here we end our today's session. We will continue with the same unit in our next session. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.